So this is the sad and happy story of the last week of my pug's life. This is Pandora, and I got her and her littermate sister, Amazing Grace, in 2010. And the two sisters really grew up together, and they were very tightly bound together. They did everything together. And as you can see, Pandora was quite a personality. Unfortunately, Amazing Grace passed away a year and a half ago. She had a cancer that was very aggressive, and literally the day before we were to take her in for an ultrasound to see if she was viable for any surgery, she passed away. And so Pandora was really shattered from that. She really kind of became more reclusive and didn't interact with the other pugs as much and became very quiet. And I always kind of thought that Amazing Grace would wait for her sister. So Wednesday night, a couple of days after the eye ulcer, in the middle of the night, the eye actually split open. And so I bundled Pandora up and we went to the emergency vet, and for $800, they cleaned up the eye and they sent home all of these medications. And this was a grueling regimen. She had drops and serums, she had ointments, and then she had an underlying tracheal condition that was diagnosed in October, and the vet basically said she probably had 6 to 12 months to go. But against all hope, I was hoping that she would make it to her vet visit, and that Friday, so a day and a half later, Pandora was going into the vet, but first I had to set up my computer for work and log in, and as I was setting the computer up out of the corner of my eye, I saw a little black pug standing in the doorway, and I looked, and there was nothing there. Looked back at the computer, it was back again, looked again, nothing there. And I just thought maybe it was wishful thinking or pareidolia or exhaustion, because it was just awful for both of us. And so we took Pandora to the vet, and I'm very sad to say that the diagnosis was increasingly and very grim, and we did have to let her go. But on the way out, I just had this vision in my mind, and I hope it was sent by Amazing Grace and Pandora, of the two of them as youngsters, maybe 1 or 2 years old, and slender and happy and agile and just joyfully running through the backyard in the sunshine, preparing to run through the neighborhood, and just so happy. A friend of mine brought these beautiful flowers in memory of Pandora, and when Pandora's ashes return, I'm going to mix them in some soil and use the soil to plant this plant next to Grace's grave so that the two sisters are reunited on both planes, physically and spiritually. So there you go.